so time management is going to be a big thing. Six sets of every exercise is kind of a lot, and I like to work out before work, so we're gonna have to play around with this a little bit more. Only managed to get through the first exercise, but granted, it's first day. Setting up deadlifts takes a second, and then breaking everything down. And I have a tiny little space to work out in, so it's limited. You can't just leave shit out and just expect it to be okay. But deadlifts are done. I plan to come back home later this evening and finish this day out because I'm going to take this training very seriously. The hopes that I get strong and then start competing either powerlifting and or strongwoman, which I'm already signed up to do a strongwoman competition in February. So I'm really looking forward to that. But time's ticking and I gotta go shower, so I'll come back later. So this is the first time I've ever started a training week with deadlifts. Normally I leave them to the last training day of my week. And so this is different, doing deadlifts on a Monday. Not mad about it. Normally I don't pause and reset, so I'm learning a lot about myself right now. Pausing, resetting, tightening the lats, pulling all that down. But those deads feel really, really good, so trying that out. Don't know if that's my true 60 RPE, but we'll figure that out. It's first time playing with RPE, so we're gonna see how all that goes. So good morning. Take 2 of trying to get day 1 of Apex Strengths program done. Not gonna make excuses, but also last night it wasn't it, and I'm not gonna work out if I'm not gonna mentally be in it. So we're gonna finish it off this morning. Like I said yesterday, it's because it's a 4-day split, so I can actually just play around with stuff a little bit if I need to. So hopefully today we'll get everything done. I'm going into work a little bit later, so I'm gonna take advantage of all that, and so we'll see how that goes. So I'll see y'all up in my powerhouse. Alright guys, so finally finished the day 1 of this new training program. I've literally had to split it into 2 different days. I don't know if it's because I'm doing the workout with somebody else or what, but it's taken a little bit longer than I expected, and so right now I'm gonna have to play around, and that's gonna be a struggle. With part of this is just because I like to work out in the mornings, and so evening workouts for me, I'm so run down by the time I get home that the idea of taking pre-workout to amp me back up, possibly, and then to try to go to sleep at a reasonable time because I have to do it all over again, that is something that I'm going to have to work with, because normally I can get a workout done 45 minutes to an hour, but that's because I superset really hard. For this program, Sean recommended to not do supersets, so I'm really, really trying not to do that. It's really, really difficult for me because I've been doing supersets legitimately probably since I started lifting, so back in 2017, and so that's going to be a whole ordeal. Don't mind me, I'm cooking breakfast right now before I go into work. I actually have time to kind of sit here and cook a little bit, so I thought I'd kind of just give you all a little inner monologue of what's going on right now, even though it's only this second day that I'm working on this new training program. But the goal is to just get really strong AF, and dial in cues. I noticed for me personally that I'll just go through and run through reps just to get them all out, but I'm resetting each one, tightening the core, my lats depending on what it is. So this first round was kind of like a leg day thing, and so doing the proper movement, if it's going to be a hip hinge or what, and just making sure to hit those cues just right. And I'm noticing that for me that's a big deal. I actually have been avoiding lunges since probably about August, because I've had a reoccurring back pain. The injury happened during some sprints, so I'm still like, when I try to do sprints, my body's like, girl, you don't need to be doing that. So that's like a funny thing that I have going on right now, is integrating movements that I haven't done in a minute just because I have to. And so you got to make those gains and got to keep everything like in a whole thought process of like, hey, your squat, you got to do your 8 million squats, but you also got to work on your posterior chain and your quads alone. So like that is something I'm trying out a little bit different this go around, and I'm not mad about it. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to hopefully seeing some gains. And this whole playing with RPEs thing is very new. So these first probably 2 weeks or so of this 6-week program, I'm just going to be trying to figure out my freaking RPEs, because like that is totally new for me. Which seems silly, but I've always just kind of lived for more of like a physique thing. I'm obviously not a physique competitor, not even like close. Can't even get my body fat in the teens, so there's just no way that I'd have, like, I mean, never say never, right? I just signed up for a strongman competition and have never done anything of that sort, so that's just my style. But anyway, I think that's probably enough, and so I'll keep y'all tuned in for the rest of this week about how this is going to go and how I'm going to figure out how to make this efficient yet worth my time. So that was something too, as I was doing each rep of like the box squats. It's like, hey, you're here to work out. Put in the effort, put in the time, because otherwise, why are you here wasting your time when you can be in bed, right? Or you could be doing literally anything else. So I'm going to take this training very seriously. I normally do, but lately, like I said, I've been kind of off the wagon a little bit and trying to get back into gear and find a new passion. And that's why I signed up for a competition, because I'm a very competitive person. And so to have the ability to train for something to compete is important to me. So the last time that I trained really hard was for basic law enforcement training. We did like a Cooper's fitness test, and so for me, I wanted to be number one. And and if I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure I was number one. I had the highest percentage out of the whole class, which is kind of a big deal, considering I was with guys in my same age group, all that stuff. Granted, some of them probably weren't at their peak performance, but even when they were, I'm pretty sure my overall percentage was still higher than their first overall, like, high percentage. So there's that, but like that gave me something to train for. Like, I would work out on Sundays and Saturdays when I didn't have to. That's just because I needed that fuel and that fire. So really looking forward to what's going to happen within the next like 6 months or so. So hopefully I get some sort of like some sort of new passion to something I can work on. See how the strongman competition goes. Maybe sign up for some powerlifting ones and just stuff like that to kind of keep me motivated and to keep lifting, because I really do. I genuinely love lifting. I love watching, I love seeing how a body changes and whatnot. So I'm gonna cook these eggs before this pan starts setting off my fire detector, or my smoke detector, because I don't know why it's right there. And like literally anytime I make toast, pull something out the oven that you're trying to get crispy, it just goes off. Like, so, but anyway, I'll tune y'all in, okay? Bye. Okay, everybody, just finished day 2 of the Apex Strength School program, and so it was heavily like shoulder and chest movements with that, and it took a while. It's about an hour and a half, give or take, working through some kinks and whatnot, and just figuring out things. I am gonna have to superset some things, so I'm following up particular movements, like from a chest to a shoulder movement, just to kind of expedite it, because I don't have 2 hours to do all that. So I'm like setting aside a lot of time this week just because I can. But things are probably going to change here shortly in the next couple of weeks to where like I'm not going to be able to spare that much time. So I'm going to figure out something else to do, or I'm just going to have to change everything altogether in terms of like meal timing, sleeping, all of that. So there's going to be a lot, but definitely it's like even killing my shoulders right now to hold the phone to take this video. So everything worked out pretty cool. And I'm just glad that I have all the equipment that I need for this program. There's a couple of things here and there that I could get, but it's just spending stupid money when really I have a bench and I have different types of weights of varying sizes and cables and bands and whatnot. So day 2's in the books. So just gonna keep y'all updated, and let's just keep seeing how this goes. Hey everyone, just a quick check-in. Today is supposed to be day 3, and day 3 involved 4 different exercises, 6 sets of each, and once again only managed to get through half of it, and probably won't be able to hit the other half tonight because I'm going to a concert instead and going to enjoy myself because that's kind of the whole point of life. But I think I would have been actually able to complete it, but I turned my alarm off instead of snooze, so that affects it a good bit. But for the amount of time that I had to actually work out, because like took my pre-workout, fed my cats, did all that, I was doing all right. But definitely I learned a whole new cue about my squats that I have not been doing. So now I feel like I've wasted a whole bunch of years, but maybe it's going to make me more powerful and ready to actually compete. So we'll see. But feeling pretty good, enjoying it so far, and I actually went and bought the whole program, so now we're good and set for the next 5 weeks. I have my training planned out, so that's really awesome. And then after that, I'm planning to change my training, go to a new gym, start figuring out strongman stuff. Finally got the 4th day done of alright guys, so I finally got the 4th day done of this 4-day training split. Is literally taking me a whole week, but got it done. Today was a back day, and I will say that the cues that Sean gives through his strength school are insane, and I learned a whole bunch of stuff in terms of like there's a lot of cues that I don't know how else to put it other than like I think I've been underutilizing my back muscles for years, so it's kind of disappointing, but it's also good to know that like there's still a lot of strength that I have to build, and so I'm really looking forward to that, and then I'll hopefully build my deadlift up because I'm supposed to do a axle deadlift ladder for my competition in February, so that'll be great to help build that up. And the ab stuff, the like planks are challenging, very challenging, but overall I feel like this was a great first week, a way to get back into this lifting and trying to get stronger and better and more apt at actually lifting well, proper technique, all of that junk. So I'm really excited to see where all of this goes. Overall, you know, no PR step, that's not the point. The point was to understand the movements, the cues, get into the gist of things. Going to have to sit down and actually just plan out this whole program because it takes a while. And so like, for instance, this workout took almost well over like hour and a half, hour 45, That's a lot of time to take out from my day, especially if I'm trying to do it in the morning. And sleep is a priority and recovery is a priority, so I have to figure out how I'm going to continue to do this. But I'm planning on getting better in the next couple of weeks and figuring that out. And there's going to be a lot of changes still to come. I have some job interviews this coming week to figure out things, and so then there I'll just cut out my chunk of time, about probably 2 hours for each day that I plan to do a workout. I was doing 1 day of work, 1 rest, 1 day of work, 1 day of rest, and so that's probably why it's taken as long as it has. There was a day where I had to split up, and even, in fact, I don't think I mentioned it to you guys yet, but so the third day is a leg day, and I only got through half of the movements, so I didn't have a chance to go back and finish those. It's kind of like, but tell you what though, my squats are feeling fantastic, and I'm really excited because there was once again another cue that I had not paid attention to. And so I'm really excited just to see if my strength and my numbers like start shooting up, because I need that to actually be a decent competitor. I'm not trying to win, but low-key always trying to win. But I'm just really, really nervous for that strong man, strong woman competition that I signed up for. And I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm also extremely nervous, and I'm also worried that I might not be able to stay in the weight class that I signed up for. So that's like a thing, because I've recently been on a cut, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and feel like I'm looking pretty decent. But in order to get stronger, I have to gain muscle, and muscle tends to weigh more, so we'll see. I might have to just deal with it and then do like a very unhealthy quick cut of like poundage before the day before. I know people do that. I know that's a whole thing. It's a whole thing for fighting, for straight up powerlifting, and I know there's actually strong men that do that, so I guess I'll have to practice that. But looking forward, just once again, I'm not trying to be repetitive, but really looking forward. So tomorrow I'm going to actually start week 2, and the plan is to do 2 days on of working, a rest, and then the other 2, and then an extended period of rest. I'm probably going to add some cardio in, just because I need to get the steps in, and it's getting cold out. And so like at work, I'm not moving as much. Don't have to be outside as much, like can be, but I don't have to like patrol the beaches and stuff as much just because there's not people there. And I'm doing a lot of like maintenance type work and rebuilding stuff, but it's also like, that's power tools. It's a little bit of effort here and there. So my NEAT, or what is it, I'm learning, you guys, I'm learning. So my NEAT won't be as high. So I'm really trying to just make sure to get some steps. And so I'm hopefully looking forward to, like, this job interview will hopefully get me a free gym membership so I can continue to do cardio in the way that I like. I really don't mind running on a treadmill, especially in a controlled atmosphere, and then hopefully a stair climber and a rower and so things of that sort to kind of keep that going so the fluff doesn't bulk up too much. Not that I'm going for a bulk. Still on a little bit of a cut, just to kind of see if I can get back on track. I've been falling off track like crazy, and so my weight is fluctuating between like 5 different pound variants. So I'm just trying to keep that like a little bit lower. But this week has been great, and I really, really appreciate you guys that are watching this video, and I can't wait to show you what I'm going to do. Eventually, I hope to start posting up some decent numbers and all of that. So if you guys want to keep up more up to date on that, just check out my Instagram and whatnot. Because I'll probably be posting a little bit of bloopers for filming this video. And yeah, so appreciate y'all watching, and stay hard, work hard, and then you gotta play hard.